Hey Color Bees, it's your color coach Brandy, and today I'm going to show you how to wear more color with a no makeup look with a pop of color for an eyeliner. So if you were wondering why I'm so close, it's because we're going to talk about makeup. Since this is a no makeup look, the focus is going to be on the skin. Start with a full skincare routine. That means your face is cleansed, you've used a good toner to remove any other residue and to balance your skin out, a great moisturizer, any serums that you use. And now after you've done all that, we're ready to start. We're gonna do a little bit more skin prep. So we're gonna start with this rose water. It's from Herbivore and it's a rose hibiscus coconut water. It's a hydrating face mist. And the reason I'm starting with this is because even though I did my skincare, I really wanna make sure my skin is nice and moisturized and plump so that when I use a little bit of product that it moves around and it sets really nicely. Now, I just kind of pat that in and let it dry. Also, y'all have to know this smells so good. It's just like one of those things, if you are out in the summer, just spray this all over yourself. It's so refreshing. It just smells so good. The focus is skin, so I'm using this Radiant Glow Primer next after I've used the rose water. This is what it looks like when it comes out. It's a little bit white / pink, but when I rub it in, you'll see that it is very light. It's not cakey. This primer has light reflecting properties, so it's adding like another layer of glow to the skin in addition to the wonderful skincare routine you just did. Try to keep the primer off of your brows because we're going to fill them later and you don't want to have to slide your brow product across the primer. This is a no foundation makeup tutorial, so we're going to use a little bit of concealer sparingly. Now, you have to have a concealer that is your exact skin tone for this to work as it should. My concealer is YSL All Hours and the shade is DN5. I'm going to zoom in very close so you can see the exact spots where I'm placing concealer because I'm not putting this all over my face. I'm putting it strategically in different spots. Okay, I have a little mark here. I'm going to put some right over that mark. Any place I have like a little dark mark, I'm just putting a little spot. If I have a mole there, I'm going to put a little spot there. And as you can see, it's like I'm just putting a little bit of dot. I haven't re-dipped this or anything like that. You can barely even see the spots where I put the concealer because it's a really, really great match. I do just the tiniest amount on the forehead because I don't have a ton going on up there, but I also don't want it to look like I have on makeup, so I'm going to just do the forehead sparingly. I just have a few little spots on my forehead. I have all the spots that I want to conceal with a little bit of concealer on it. Now I'm going to use either a brush or a sponge. I'm going to blend it. If you want to blend with a brush, because I actually do like brushes as well, use a tapping motion to keep that product really close in that area where you placed it over whatever that small mark is that you want to conceal. Now that you've concealed the few spots that you want to conceal, you can use your lighter concealer if you want to go under your eye to brighten under the eye. My second concealer that I'm using is from Tarte. It's shade F3 Honey and it is called the Ultra Creamy Shape Tape. Use this sparingly. We're going to go right here on the inner corner of the eye and on the outer corner of the eye, and then we'll blend it. Same thing over here. You want to add a little bit more dimension to your face. You can put a little bit here, a little bit on the tip of your nose, and a little bit on your chin. Remember, sparingly. We're not trying to do the most. We want this to be nice and glowy and bright. We want to be able to see our skin through the makeup. You can use your brush or you can use your blender for this part too. I'm going to keep using my Jones Road Everything brush. When you're blending around the eye area, don't forget to take that little bit of concealer onto your actual eyelid because you'll have a nice bright under eye and then your eyelid might not be as bright. So make sure you take that all in that area. What a difference. Look at how nice and bright this eye area is and then how this one is. I don't have really dark under eye circles, but there is definitely a nice, beautiful, radiant difference between this one and this one. I'm done with the skin part, and as you can see, my complexion is even. I'm brighter underneath the eye, but you can still see my skin. And that's what you want for a no makeup look. Moving on to brows, use your spoolie, and you want to brush those brows up and over in the direction you want them to go in. You can see there's a difference between when I brush out my brows and when I don't. So this is an important step for me. I also feel like my brow hair is sparse, so I'll make sure that I brush it up so that I can get maximum like space and volume to give myself a fuller looking brow. When I fill my brow, I like to start on this outer corner just because I like to give myself a nice hard stop for where I want the brow to end. I put just a little bit there, and then I work my way up. I'm using this Tress Loose Hello Brow Pencil, and I'm using the very wide side of it because I don't want too much precision. In fact, I want it to look really natural, so I'm using the wider end so that I have a lot less perfection. I'm literally just filling in some spots where the hair is sparse. It's filled to my desired look, and I take my spoolie and I just give them another brush. You can also use a brow gel to set them in place. But comparing my brows, you can see that there is a definite difference, but this is not a perfectly sharp brow. This is not about precision. We want a natural makeup look, no makeup look, and we're gonna add a pop of color. Just stay with me. Also remember, your eyebrows are sisters, not twins. So don't feel like they have to be exactly alike. We definitely don't want them to be like, whoop, whoop, and then the other one be straight. But just keep that in mind. The brows are not identical, and they don't have to be identical. They just need to be sisters. They need to be close. Next, we're gonna go for a little bit of highlighter. This is called the Gleam On Highlighting Balm. It's a balmy-like texture, but it has a highlight in it. This is what it looks like. We're just gonna use our finger and take a little bit and put it onto the pad of our index finger. And then we're gonna just place some in some strategic areas and tap it out. I'm placing the highlighter here. You can see it there. It already looks amazing. And I like this because it's already glowy. It's not dry. It's not a powder. So you're going to get that dewy look, which of course, no makeup. We want to look dewy and glowy. I always like to highlight my Cupid's bow. So I'm going to do a little bit here. And then I'm going to do just a little bit right on the tip of my nose like that. It's right in the spot where it needs to be, so now we're just going to blend it out. You can use your finger, or you can also use your brush. Nice, subtle, very reflective. And don't forget the nose. You put a little bit there, just kind of tap it in right on the tip of your nose. We're moving on to blush. I love using liquid products when I want a glowier look. It just gives you a lot more glow, and then you can use a tiny bit of powder if you feel like it's a little too glowy. But this one is called Unhinged. It's by Urban Decay, and it is their Blush Glow Hydrator. So it's going to be hydrating and keep that glow. You can use the teeny tiniest amount of this because we still want this to be very natural looking, and we just want to add a little bit of color to our cheeks. And we are going to go in with a pop of color for eyeliner. So we want to make sure that that's the focus and not too much blush. With liquid blush, you can use very, very little and get high impact. So I'm going to tap this out with my finger too, because I feel like that's working really beautiful for this no makeup look. I'm going a little bit over the apples of the cheek and up kind of into that highlight that we already added. Wow, look how absolutely beautiful that turned out. And you can compare this side over here that has the glow, the gleam balm, and the blush to this side. A little bit goes a long way. It looks so good. We're going to repeat that same magic over here on the other side. Wow, so beautiful and glowy. So you're going to have a little bit of product here. You can just tap that. I like to just put it right on the bridge of my nose to give myself like a little flushed look. If you made it this far, congratulations, we are almost done. We're moving on to the last few steps. We're going to do a liner, mascara, and then we will also do a lip. Here we are, we're finally at the part that I'm most excited about. For the liner, I'm using this Fenty Beauty eye crayon. It's a blue, like a cerulean blue color. It clicks up. We're keeping it simple. We're just gonna line the upper lid and that's it. No cat eye, no inner corner. We're not doing any of that. We're keeping it very, very simple. What I find that helps a lot when you're doing liner is to use a mirror where you can look down and do short strokes across the eyelid. Don't try to get it all in one swipe because then that's when it goes a little crazy. I have a mirror right below me. I'm looking down into it. It helps to look down because you can keep your eye open to see what you're doing, but you also can keep your lid low enough so that you can focus and do a straight-ish line. Wow, that looks so pretty. Okay, next eye. I'm just gonna pull back a little bit now that y'all had that very, very close up of my eye. We're looking down, but the eye is not completely closed because we still want to be able to see a little bit. Short strokes right across the eye. Look at that beautiful, vibrant pop of color. It's so, so good. It's time for mascara. I'm using this Air Volume L'Oreal mascara. This one is about $7 or $8. It's drugstore brand, but it's really great. I feel like it's comparable to this Tarte lid mascara, which I love, but I actually got this one, this L'Oreal, when I was in New York because I went out there and didn't fully pack my makeup bag, and I realized, oh my gosh, I don't have mascara. So I went to the drugstore and grabbed this one. It's a lot less expensive than Tarte, maybe like half the price. I feel like they both work really great for my short curly lashes. I'm gonna do the L'Oreal on this eye and the Tarte on the other eye just so you can see how they compare. When I'm working with my mascara, I do that same technique. I like to look down into a mirror and put on my mascara because I feel like it's easier and I don't get mascara all over my upper lid. And I don't want to get it all over my beautiful blue liner. So this helps with that process. I'm just going to do one coat and you can see major, major difference. What do y'all think? This side is the L'Oreal, this side is the Tarte. They do have a different brush, so that makes a difference in the application. I feel like I got a lot more mascara on this one. The actual lashes are a little bit more clumped because of the brush style. The Tarte brush is like these thin little bristles, and so I feel like I get a cleaner application with less clumping. But I do think they both look really great. We're moving on to our final steps, which is our lips. For lips, I'm using this Urban Decay liner. It's called Conspiracy. I'm adding some liner right here on the outer edge. I'm gonna do this outer edge as well. A little bit here on the bottom, a little bit here on this bottom. On the lips, I'm using this NYX Lip Oil. The shade is called Status Update. I love this lip oil because it's not sticky and it's a really great shade, like a deep brown reddish type color that looks really great on deep skin tones. We're pretty much done with everything else we need to do. If you feel that your skin is a little too glowy or if it's presenting as oily, you can use a little bit of powder to kind of take the edge off. And of course, as you wear the makeup, a little bit of the oil from your skin will kind of come back and give you that glow. If you want to use a little bit of translucent powder to take the edge off, I'm using Smooth Operator by Tarte. And then I'm also using the Tarte Big Fluffy Brush. When I do my powder, I just like to hit the spots first that get really oily for me, which is always my chin, my nose, and my forehead. That is where I see oil first and the fastest, so I always kind of just start there. So not as glowy, but still nice. It's not super matte. And look how beautiful this turned out. This is the easiest way you can add color into your makeup routine without a whole lot of fuss. So if you master putting on your eyeliner that you have in different colors, this is going to be such a fun way to express yourself with color. It's important to me that when I do my makeup that it looks good indoors when I do it and outdoors. So I'm going to show you how it looks in the natural light when I leave today. Hey y'all, I'm out and about and I just wanted to show you the makeup in real life, outside in natural light. It looks really amazing. I love the results and I will definitely be doing this again. Let me know if y'all have any other requests. I'll have all of the products that I use in the description box, and y'all have a good rest of your day. See you later, color bees.